Hello everyone. This is a very high angle, actually. And I have so many books on this bookshelf that I can like stack things at like a very high angle now, and I can get like a proper, I don't have space down below anymore. So I'm currently editing this week's video, which you are about to watch. In summary, the 2003 live action Cat in the Hat film is making a wee comeback on YouTube at the moment. I've seen a couple of YouTubers like discussing it. Not in terms of writing, just sort of, you know, just watching it for the laugh. I figured I would watch it as well. So I watched it a couple of weeks ago. I was kind of drinking during it, but that's fine. It's how you get through it, really. It's on Netflix just now. I originally planned to do this video where I would sort of watch the entire thing, and then it would be like a live reaction to everything that happened. Obviously not an hour and a half long, but basically I can't get a version of the film that isn't like a screen recorded it, but the file I can't edit, and if I try and convert the file to a format that I can edit, I then don't get any image because of Netflix's, you know, anti-piracy thing. And I can't download one because that's when I tried to do that, that was in a form that I couldn't edit, and it's been a bit of a struggle. I tried to convert the downloaded version, and it took 3 days to get to 50%, and I was like, I don't have the patience for this. Basically, I'm gonna summarize, I guess. I'm just gonna summarize what happened. I think my points at the end of I had like a wee speech, I guess, at the end of that video, and it worked out okay. I mean, I liked it. Yeah, it was about the sort of storytelling points. I'm going to salvage as much as possible of that video. It might not make sense, some parts of it, because, well, I'll hopefully cut those bits out, but just a prior warning, just in case. So, I guess, enjoy! This film is obviously very strange and very surreal. If you cut it down to the basic storytelling element, I think this story, The Cat in the Hat, specifically the film and not the book, is actually a really good example of, I think there's 4 things that you could take from this. The first one would be character development. So there's quite a basic character arc for the 2 kids. There are very clear shifts in their changes, and you can mark where they happen. For example, you have Conrad, who is, as stated by the cat, a rule breaker. The cat sets one rule: don't take the lock off the crate, open the crate. And he goes straight in, and he falls straight for it, and he does it, and then you see him progress, and he realises what he's done. He's determined to get it back, and at the end, he's no longer a rule breaker. It's an excellent example of character development. The second thing that I would take from this film is that it's an excellent example of breaking the fourth wall, which is kind of, it's more commonly seen in like films and TV shows than in books. But it's not, you know, it's not like it's rare in books. Like, I mean, the cat is constantly breaking the fourth wall in this film, and sometimes it's subtle, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's very blatant. He's looking directly at the audience, as he says things, or he's like referencing things, you know, in our world. For example, the Universal Studios tickets. But at some points you just see him looking at the camera. Like, for example, towards the end, when Conrad figures out what they need is for the things to help, and he tells them the opposite of what they need to do. You can see the cat in the background going on, you know, he's like, his expression says that he knows exactly what's happening. And I think that's a good breaking. It's obviously not necessary to every story, but I think this is a good example of when it is efficient. Yeah, so the next point would be that a bit of common writing advice I see all the time is that you should, if you're stuck with how to continue on a plot, you should basically evaluate your scene and go, what could go wrong? And then make that thing happen. And this is an excellent example of things just consistently going wrong and forcing the character to sort of develop and change and stop the progression of that sort of everything going wrong. You know, for example, they have fun, the house gets messed up, they try to clean, the cat tries to clean the house with the dress gets messed up, the things are introduced, they mess the house up worse, they lose the dog, they go and find the dog, the cat gets beaten like a pinata, and then, what was his name, Larry finds the dog, and then they have to go and get it off Larry, and you know, then they end up in this nightclub running from Larry, and the cat loses his hat, and then, you know, yada yada yada. And then the character sort of development sort of kicks in, and that totally changes. That sort of like resets it, and you start to go back to normal. And it's the perfect example of plot and character development sort of colliding. Can't remember what my first point was. Cannot remember at all. Can't remember. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone out of my head. I should have written it down. I also really liked how the narrator at the end was the cat. It really, I mean, they used the same technique a couple of years later in like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the one with Freddie Highmore and Johnny Depp, where at the end, I mean, spoilers for a 16-year-old film if you've never seen it, at the end the narrator turns out to have been an Oompa Loompa the entire time, and it is another example of sort of breaking the fourth wall. That was what my fourth point was. Yeah, it's just another example of breaking the fourth wall, but I think it was done really effectively. I also liked how when this was obviously a very like morality sort of themed, or this film was very heavy on like morals and like a proper sort of fable style. And I liked that when the moral was being told, it sort of cut back into the rhyming scheme that was present in like the original book. I like that. I thought that was a very efficient use of sort of separating out, you know, the important parts. Yeah, that was a fun experience. If you enjoyed this, let me know. If you want me to do any other film, let me know. I'm always up for the challenge. I think it'd be amusing, to say the least. Yeah, if you'd like to follow me along on Twitter and Instagram, my handles, my usernames there are at WritingWereOff and at WritingWereOff.reads respectively. If you'd like to follow my blog for book reviews, the URL is writingwereoff.wordpress.com. Yeah, if you like this video, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Yeah, that's all from me. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.